Welcome to Bible Story Time, and thank you for joining us. Today we have a story of fire and faith, a story that asks a searing question. What do you do when your beliefs put you in direct conflict with the most powerful person in the world? This is the story of three men, a golden statue, and a fiery furnace. Our story takes place in the heart of the mighty Babylonian Empire, ruled by the proud King Nebuchadnezzar. He was a man accustomed to getting his way. To unify his vast kingdom and display his own glory, he built a colossal statue of gold, 90 feet high. It towered over the plain of Dura, a gleaming monument to his own ego. Then he issued a decree. He gathered all the leaders of his empire, the satraps, prefects, governors, and officials. When the sound of the horn, flute, lyre, and all kinds of music played, everyone, everywhere was commanded to fall down and worship the golden statue. And the penalty for disobedience was absolute and terrifying. Anyone who refused would be thrown immediately into a blazing furnace. In the king's court served three remarkable young Jewish men, friends of the prophet Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were men of integrity and men of faith, loyal to their God, the God of Israel. So when the music sounded and a whole empire fell to its knees, three men remained standing. It was a silent, courageous act of defiance. Their allegiance was to God alone, and they would not bow to an idol, even on pain of death. It didn't take long for them to be noticed. Jealous officials rushed to the king. "There are some Jews," they said, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who pay no attention to you, your majesty. They neither serve your gods nor worship the image of gold you have set up." Nebuchadnezzar was filled with fury. He summoned the three men. He gave them one last chance. "If you are ready to fall down and worship the image I made when you hear the music, very good. But if you do not worship it, you will be thrown immediately into a blazing furnace. Then what God will be able to rescue you from my hand?" It was a direct challenge. King versus God. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego looked the most powerful man in the world in the eye, and their answer has echoed through the ages. "King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand." This was a statement of profound faith, but what they said next is what defines true courage. "But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up." Their faith wasn't a transaction. It wasn't "we'll obey if you save us." It was a declaration of loyalty, no matter the outcome. The king exploded in rage. He ordered the furnace heated 7 times hotter than usual. So hot that the flames killed the powerful soldiers who threw the three men in. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, bound in their robes, fell into the heart of the inferno. But then something astonishing happened. King Nebuchadnezzar leaped to his feet in amazement. "Weren't there 3 men that we tied up and threw into the fire?" he asked. "Certainly, your majesty," they replied. "Look," he answered, "I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods." The king scrambled to the opening of the furnace. "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out, come here." And they walked out of the fire. In front of the entire leadership of Babylon, they stood, completely untouched. Their clothes weren't scorched, not a hair on their head was singed, and there wasn't even the smell of smoke on them. The only thing the fire had burned away were the ropes that bound them. This is not just a story about surviving a fire. It's a story about the pressures we all face. Our furnaces may not be literal fire, but they are real. It's the pressure to compromise our ethics for a promotion. The pressure to stay silent when we should speak up for what is right. The pressure to bow to the idols of popularity, wealth, or comfort. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego teach us that true faith is not the absence of fire, but the presence of God in the fire. They went into the furnace, and they were not alone. God met them there. He may not always keep us from the trial, but he promises to be with us in the trial. And sometimes the very fire meant to destroy us is what God uses to burn away the ropes that hold us captive. So when the music of the world demands that you bow and the heat is turned up, remember the 3 men who stood tall. Have the courage to say, "My God is able." But even if he doesn't deliver me in the way I expect, my allegiance is to him. Because the God who walked in the fire with them is the same God who walks with you today. Thank you for watching Bible Story Time. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. These ancient stories still breathe life, because true freedom is found when we refuse to bow to anything but God.